Hi there, I am Pastor Pete, and I welcome you to my reading chair in my reading room. I invite you to come and join me as I prepare to read from the Children's Storybook Bible that you can see just down here. It's a story Bible in which all of the Bible stories are told in an easy way, and in a way that shows that every one of the stories points to Jesus. Every one of the stories whispers the name of Jesus. And so I love reading it. I've been reading it to you, the children at church, as a children's message. And now we're in a time when we can't come to church, and so I'm starting to do this. So let me get a few things ready, and then I will go and sit down and I will read to you. First, I put up something made of olive wood that says Shalom on it. Then I place a statue of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. And something a friend gave me that is a ship inside of a bottle, a challenging thing to create. There, I have my reading glasses ready, and I have a bookmark ready. I have to move a few things out of the way, and then we will sit and read. Rafe, you want to come over here? Yeah. You want to listen too? Go ahead, lie down. The Jesus Storybook Bible. Every story whispers his name. Thank you for joining me again for another part of the reading of the Jesus Storybook Bible, which I have here on the shelf right beside me. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. I need to change out to my reading glasses. They need a little bit of cleaning, I think. Last time we read from the Jesus Storybook Bible, the story was called The Big Lie. And it talked about how Eve and Adam were fooled, were deceived, were lied to by Satan, and they believed the lie, and that created all kinds of trouble that still lasts today. A lot of trouble today goes back to what Adam and Eve chose to do at that point. And so God had to send them away, but he sent them away with a promise. And that was where we finished last time, where God whispers a promise to them as they have to leave the presence of God or the garden. And the promise was, it will not always be so. I will come to rescue you. And when I do, I'm going to do battle against the snake. I'll get rid of the sin and the dark and the sad that you let in here. I'm coming back for you. And he would one day. One day, God himself would come. So here we come to the bookmark. And I'll put that over here for now. And the next story is called A New Beginning. It's the story of Noah's Ark from Genesis 6 to chapter 6 to chapter 9. And I will read this story in two parts. Here's a picture of the person I'm going to be reading about, Noah. Time passed and many people filled the earth. Everyone everywhere had forgotten about God and were only doing bad things all the time. God's heart was filled with pain when he saw what had happened to the world he loved. Everywhere was disease and death and destruction, all the things God hates most. Now, Noah was God's friend, which was odd in those days because no one else was. It was hard for God to find a friend on the earth. Noah listened to God. He talked to God. He just loved being with God, like you do with your best friend. Noah, God said, things have gone wrong. People have filled my world with hate instead of love. They are destroying themselves and each other and my world. I must stop them. First, we'll build an ark. Do you know how to build an ark? Neither did Noah. Luckily, God knew, and he would show him. And so here's a picture of Noah with a drawing of how to build an ark. Because Noah didn't have Google. He just had God. And so God gave him the instructions. A storm is coming, God told Noah, but I will rescue you. I promise. I'll send the animals to you, ones that creep and crawl and slither and slime and gallop and hop and bound and climb. And don't forget to pack food for everyone. The storm was going to wash away all the hate and sadness and everything that had gone wrong and make the world clean again. God had thought up a way to keep Noah safe, but Noah would have to trust God and do exactly what God told him. So Noah built an ark. That's a short word, just 3 letters, that means a very large boat. Noah's neighbors came out to watch and point and laugh because they didn't believe Noah about the boat or the storm or that they needed to be rescued. And Noah must have looked rather silly. His boat was in the desert. The desert was nowhere near the sea, and there wasn't even a cloud in the sky. Why would anyone need an umbrella, let alone a boat? And so here's a picture of Noah working on his boat and the people watching and making comments and kind of laughing at him for believing God. But Noah didn't mind so much what other people thought. He minded what God thought. So he just did what God told him to do. When the ark was ready, God said, "All aboard!" And Noah's family and all the animals climbed inside. And then God shut the door. So there's a picture of that, all the animals, and the door looks like it's about to close. These are, of course, these pictures are just an artist helping you imagine what it looked like. And so you can look at that and you can think about what that might have been like. I think it would have been quite noisy and smelly in the ark. We'll stop reading at that point, and I'll pick up the story next time. So I should not forget to put the bookmark in where we left off. Put the book where I can reach it easily, and switch to my regular glasses. and give Reef a little pet. Come up here, Reef. Yeah, there we go. Oh, he doesn't show up on the camera. Okay? Yeah. Come up here. Up here. There we go. All right, lift your head up here. Yeah, there's Reef. Good job. Till next time, shalom and serenity.